Maryville is kind of like that Goldilocks sized town for a lot of people moving to Tennessee because it's small enough to have that true small town feel, that slower pace of life, but it's also big enough to have a lot of really nice amenities. So, some of that more isolated small towns don't really have everything that people are looking for, but Maryville, you get that combination of, the relaxed, slower pace of life, plus a lot of really good shopping, a lot of really good, restaurants. Here in this downtown area, you have some really nice shops, some great coffee shops, some great restaurants. And so, even this downtown area that has really that quiet small town feel, you get a lot of really nice restaurants and shops down here. I mean, even compared to like Franklin, which is honestly kind of like the most well-known small town in Tennessee. Everybody knows about Franklin. It's kind of that tourist destination. Honestly, Maryville has more nice restaurants, more better restaurants than even Franklin does. So downtown Maryville, you have things like Foothills Milling, you have Walnut Kitchen, you have Bella across the street here, Blue Tick Tavern right here, you have Raven, which is a new steakhouse. And so for a small town to have several really high quality, great restaurants is super cool. And then as you get out from downtown into some of those newer shopping areas, you have, a really nice Publix, other nice grocery stores. There's actually a new Costco probably coming in here in the near future. So a lot of really great amenities, but then you also have the Smoky Mountains just about 30 minutes this direction. So from a lot of the neighborhoods around here, you can actually see the Smoky Mountains out in the distance. And of course, if you want to get up there for a hike or just to enjoy the scenery, it's just a 30-minute drive to get up there. And so, having that small town feel with the combination of the mountains nearby, and then just on the other side of town here, you have Fort Loudon Lake and you have Tellico Lake, actually about 25 minutes this way as well. So you have that charming downtown area, all the amenities surrounding it. You have the mountains and the lakes nearby. And so it's that combination of all these different things that makes it kind of like the ideal spot for a lot of people that are looking for that quieter pace of life that are moving to Tennessee. And so if you're looking for kind of that small town feel, but you still want some really nice amenities, then Maryville is kind of the top choice for a lot of people. So when it comes to new development in downtown Maryville, this is kind of like the style of what Maryville is developing. You're not bringing in some new high rises or anything, but there are, some cool new storefronts like this one right here. This is just kind of on the edge of downtown. And so Maryville is definitely continuing to grow a little bit. They're putting some effort into the downtown area and bringing in some really nice new areas like this one right here. And right down in this area, you have all kinds of different stuff. You have actually like a med spa right here, right down the street here. You have an ice cream shop. And then right over this way, you actually have an indoor golf facility. So it's like a simulation, you get in there and they have course simulations, and it's kind of just a mix of all kinds of different stuff from the ice cream shop, the med spa, the golf simulation, and this whole building back behind here, still under construction. So there's even going to be a few more things back here. One of the things you don't see in Maryville is a lot of the big chain health food stores like Fresh Market or Whole Foods. For example, like this little market right here in downtown is going to have local meat, local produce. And so if you want to get, some of those local options, then you're typically going to be going to one of these local markets. If you want to get over to one of those larger chain locations, then you're going to be going just about 30 minutes over into Knoxville. So coming right out of downtown, you can hop on this greenway here, and there's a little park right next to downtown, and there's actually another park that we'll hop over to here in just a minute that's really nice. But this greenway system runs, the total greenway is about 20 miles of trail. And so you can hop on from downtown here, you can get to the parks, you can get over to some of the neighborhoods. So we'll drive through one of the neighborhoods, actually a couple of the neighborhoods right over here, where you can hop on the greenway, get over to downtown, get over to these parks. And this is one of the things that you have in Maryville that you don't have in a lot of small towns around the state. So when you get in a lot of the small towns, they may have a few walking trails here and there, but a lot of them don't have the same level of the city amenities like the greenways and like the parks like this one right out here that Maryville has. So you have this park, and then you have one other park, one other really large park that we're going to head over to, and then a few others kind of scattered throughout the city, and then this greenway. And so I know for a lot of people, you want to have, kind of that access to those outdoor activity type things. So you do have the Smoky Mountains, like I mentioned, that's a big deal for a lot of people. But then having these greenways really close by and having these parks throughout the city is a really big deal. And if you want to have that greenway access from your neighborhood, if you want to be able to walk out your door and hop on this greenway, there's several neighborhoods where you can do that. And then of course you can hop over on your bike or just walk, get to downtown or get to these parks. And so that's just a really nice amenity that a lot of people don't think about when they're moving from a larger city. They're kind of used to having the greenways and the walking trails. And you don't think about some of the small towns, you might not get that, but you definitely do here in Maryville. So the shopping area here in Maryville is just about 5 minutes out from where downtown is. You have this actually new Publix right here, and then a small indoor shopping mall. Up the street from here, you have a large Kroger marketplace. You've got a Target across the street, a Lowe's, and a Home Depot. And so you have really everything that like most cities have. And then you're even gonna get a Costco, like I said, coming in just about 5 minutes from here. And so you're gonna have, everything right here, plus the Costco down the street. And so really anything that most people that we talk to want. Now, the only things, like I mentioned, that Maryville lacks that sometimes people will want nearby are things like a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's. But if you want to get to those type stores, you can go over to Knoxville. Like I said, just about 25 to 30 minutes away from here. And so for almost everything you need, you're going to have it right here in Maryville. If you need to get something else, you can go over to Knoxville. So this is Sandy Springs Park. This is one of the big parks right here in Maryville. You've got some of the historic neighborhoods just up the hill from here, and then some newer neighborhoods over on this side. And so you're also just about 5 minutes away from downtown. You've got the greenway that runs through here. And so if you want to live in one of those areas where you have access to all these different things that we've been talking about, you can get in one of the historic neighborhoods right here or a newer home. You can get either one, and you can be literally walking distance to get to this park. You can be just a 5-minute drive to all those stores that we were just at, a 5-minute drive to the downtown area. So you can see all this stuff is really kind of very convenient, kind of compact right into the town. So you can be within 5 minutes of all these different things, live in a really nice neighborhood. We're about to go drive through some of these different neighborhoods. But this park right here, this particular one, it has basketball courts, it's got baseball fields right over here on this side, then it has tennis courts on the far side. You've got a playground right here, another playground down this way. You have bathrooms, you have a nice creek that runs through the middle. So it's not only is it just a nice place to hang out and to walk, but you've got all kinds of different activities for the kids, whether it's basketball, baseball, hanging out at the park. So there's a ton of different stuff to do right in this area. And like I said, it can be walkable from really whatever type of neighborhood you want to be in, whether it's that historic setting or one of the newer neighborhoods. Hey, if you're thinking about moving to Tennessee, my name is Forrest McCullough. My real estate team has helped hundreds of people make the move right here to Tennessee. And if you want to see how we can help, all our contact information is down in the description. You can send us an email, shoot us a text, book a Zoom call with us, and we would love to connect with you. And all that information, again, is down in the description below. So just up the hill from Sandy Springs Park, you have some of these more historic neighborhoods. Most of the homes in here are gonna be anywhere from 300,000s up to around 800,000. There's actually some really nice, true historic homes that are well restored that are gonna be closer to $1 million to 1.2 million, maybe even a little bit more for a few of them. But a lot of the homes in here are gonna be in that 400 to 600,000 range. And if you want to be in kind of that more historic area where you get more character in the homes and you are just right next to this park, you can actually see it to my left right here. You can walk from any of these homes down to the park in just a few minutes, but if that's kind of the style you're looking for and you want that convenience to go along with it, then this neighborhood right here is a really good fit for a lot of people because it has convenience to the park and the convenience to downtown, convenience to shopping just up this other direction here. So really convenient area, plus you get that more historic feel. A lot of the homes, like the one out here to my left, for example, are more of that 70s style home, but then there's a good mix of homes that are really like early 1900s. So you get some of those true historic homes, you get some of those homes that were built more in like the 60s and 70s. But either way, it's that area that has just a lot more character than really some of the newer neighborhoods do. This next neighborhood over, a lot of these homes are more of those 90s and early 2000 homes. And so they're newer homes. You still get some larger lots. A lot of the brand new developments have smaller lots. These ones are old enough to have fairly good sized lots. And then the homes in here are actually quite a bit larger as well. You have some really large homes in here, and the prices are going to be anywhere from around 800,000 up to around 1.5 million. A lot of these homes are going to have 5-6 bedrooms, 5,000 plus square feet, but you have the greenway just outside of here, so you can walk on the sidewalk and hop on the greenway. You can get over to the park in just about 2 minutes in the car, or you could even walk over there if you wanted to. And so if you're looking for a little bit of a newer home and you want a ton of space, then this neighborhood right here, you're gonna get, like I said, you're gonna have some homes in here with 5,000 plus square feet. You're gonna have some really nice large properties in here as well. You get a little bit more space, a lot of in the home as well, and still a ton of to get over to the park. I'm still about 5 minutes away from downtown. And then, like I said, homes in here are gonna range from around 800,000 up to around 1.5 million. So over here to my right, all these homes sit along this little ridge and look out over the Smoky Mountains. And so, like I mentioned, that's one of the cool things about Maryville. You're real close to the Smoky Mountains, and you can be like along this road, for example, or there's several other areas where you're literally a couple minutes away from the town, and you have all this privacy and you have that view out over the mountains. So if you're looking for that mountain view, then Maryville is definitely one of the places you can get it. If you want a brand new home, there's a few new developments right outside of the city limits of Maryville, like this one right here. Most of these homes are gonna be in the 500 to 700,000 range. A lot of them in the 500 or low 600,000. And again, brand new homes. So a lot of times with the brand new homes, it's a more functional floor plan. Of course, everything's completely updated, and you're still just a few minutes out from town here. One of the things to keep in mind is Maryville City has one of the highest rated school districts, honestly, in the entire state. If you check out greatschools.org or niche.com and look at those top rated school districts, Maryville is always one of the top ones. So I know for a lot of families, you're looking to move to Maryville specifically for that top rated school district. So just make sure you're getting a home that's actually inside the city limits of Maryville if you are looking at that. If you're looking at Zillow, you can just check and make sure what school district it's in, or just reach out to us and we can help you out with that. There are a lot of the new developments are just right outside the city limits, so that's just one of the things to keep in mind. If you're looking for a new build in the city limits of Maryville, if you want to be in that Maryville city school district, or if you just want to be really close to town, these new townhomes are actually, they start right around 300,000, but then you have some larger units that are in the upper 300,000s. But you can get in for 300,000 for a brand new unit. I think they're a 3-bedroom, around 1,400 square feet, and you're going to get that Maryville City School District. And as you can see, these are brand new. So you have several move-in ready ones here, and then you also have several that are still under construction. And get the Maryville City School, you get probably about a 2-minute drive to get over into downtown, and you can find a brand new home for 300,000. So a lot of different options in Maryville right now. Whether you're looking for that new construction setting with a townhome like this, or one of the new construction homes that's a little bit bigger, or maybe you want one of the historic homes, or maybe you want one of those homes with huge long-range mountain view, or just a home on a larger lot. Pretty much everything that we have seen is within about a 10-minute drive from downtown Maryville. So all those different options really within about a 10-minute drive from downtown Maryville, from the parks, from all the shopping. So honestly, kind of something to fit every type of setting that you might be looking for, and all within 10-minute driving distance of Maryville itself. So Maryville overall, like I said, is kind of like that Goldilocks size city for a lot of people. So again, here in the downtown area, you have a lot of different amenities that people want, such as the walking trail that goes along here through this park area. You have up the street here all those different shops and restaurants. Like I said, a lot of really good restaurants, really cool shops. And then you have, of course, like the public library across the street here, the public parks, those other parks just down from the downtown area. So when you're moving from a larger city, a lot of people are used to these amenities, but when you come to some of these Tennessee small towns, you don't really get the nice parks, you don't get the greenway, you don't get the nice restaurants and everything else in the downtown. But Maryville is kind of that perfect sweet spot for a lot of people, where you get these amenities, you get the shopping options, the really good restaurants, you get the, not to mention the mountain views, the lake over on the other side. So you get all those different amenities, plus you get that small town feel. It's a little bit more quiet. You don't have quite as much traffic. You don't have to deal with, the bigger city traffic and all those things that go along with living in the bigger cities or the bigger suburbs. So Maryville really hits that sweet spot for a lot of people. And not to mention, it's a beautiful area surrounded by the lakes and the mountains. So again, if you are thinking about moving to Tennessee and you want to see how my team can help, we've helped hundreds of people make the move to Tennessee. And so that's kind of why we know what people are looking for. We know that Maryville really checks the boxes for so many people. And if you want to see how we can help, the best way to do that is to book a Zoom call with us. You can simply scan the QR code here on the screen or click the link down in the description to book a Zoom call. That'll take you to a web page where you can simply choose a day and time that works for you. And we'll hop on a Zoom call with you and kind of go through these different areas. We'll go through Maryville, or maybe see if there's another town that could be even a better fit for you. Easier for you, you can simply shoot us a text at the number that's on the screen here, and we can connect with you that way. Whatever's easier for you, whether you want to book a Zoom call at the QR code here or down at the link in the description, or just shoot us a text, we would love to connect with you. Other than that, I will see you on the next video.